Okay, hi, my name is Andrew Mozingo. I live in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. I began my career in computer forensics in 2008, but previous to that, I have a computer science degree, a bachelor's degree in computer science, and a minor in mathematics. And for many, many years, I was struggling hooking up printers and doing basic computer data science work, programming and those kind of things. And several years back in 2008, an attorney approached me and talked to me about computer forensics and said, "Are you interested?" So I got very interested at that point. I own Global Computer Forensics. I started that company in 2008. I'm also the IT director for Lamar County, our local county here in Mississippi. Okay, so in 2008, as I said, I was talking to an attorney, and he was telling me a little bit about forensics and computer forensics, which I didn't know much about at all at the time. And at that time, I started looking at the EC Council CHFI certification, which is a computer hacking forensic investigator certification. So I went down to Orlando and took the boot camp class, and took the certification and passed. And so in 2008, I became a CHFI with the EC Council's certification program there. I started working cases with attorneys all over the state of Mississippi and throughout the southern part of the country, and using my CHFI certification. A few years back, 4 or 5 years back, ransomware, those kind of things started popping up a lot, and I started thinking I need a little more specific, I need a little bit more specific things to know a little bit more about hacking, forensic investigation. That's where I got interested in the CEH, the Ethical Hacker Certification. Okay, well, first of all, as I said, with my CHFI, and I gained so much information from CHFI and started working cases, more and more cases came up about things like ransomware and those kind of things. So I was introduced to the CEH program again through the EC Council website. I did a lot of Googling and newsletters and news feeds and those kind of things, and found out about the CEH, the Ethical Hacking Certification. When I went to that course, I was blown away. I was blown away by the things that I did not know, like things like black hat, white hat, gray hat, just some common things like that I just really didn't know about. I was blown away about reconnaissance and gaining information about people and how that hackers go in and they sit idle many, many times on networks and just stay there and wait and watch. That interested me quite a lot. I had a lot of interest in those kind of things. And then I learned a lot in the CEH certification course as far as like port scanning and network discovery and those type of things too. So there were so many things the CEH certification opened up in my mind, and then it's helped me so far down the road, quite a long way down the road. Yes, so and I keep going back to 2008 because that's when I was introduced to computer forensics. And in 2008, when I got my CHFI certification, I did not know much about EC Council. But since that time, I think EC Council is the industry standard council for certifications and forensic certifications. I know it is in the industry. So it's very recognized among my peer people, the people that do work in computer forensics. And I'm rare actually in Mississippi. There's not a whole lot of people doing it. So when I run across people, we talk about certifications, and every single person that I've ever spoke to mentions EC Council and how important it is. Certifications are important. My daughter went to Ole Miss, the University of Mississippi, and she graduated in political science. But since she's from me in a technical background, she got interested in data science. And because of certifications, she was able to get certifications from political science. And now she is one of the top data scientists at the Walt Disney Company in Orlando. And that's all because of certifications. So the EC Council and certifications in CEH is very important. Yes, it has. So again, I wear two hats. I'm the IT director for Lamar County. So I help the local law enforcement agency quite a lot. And I'll talk about that in a little while. But specifically, there have been many cases that with my global computer forensics company that I work on the side, there have been many cases that have come my way that I didn't have the skill set, either the confidence or the skill set to do until I got the CEH certification. For instance, I've worked several ransomware cases where the insurance company, and the attorney out of California hired me specifically because it was a local company, a local accounting firm. They had over 5,000 clients. And so they wanted to find out how someone hacked their computer system, how they got into their network, when they got in, what did they do once they got in, and did they take any information out, specifically social security numbers and private information. So with my CEH knowledge, I was able to go in and understand quite a lot about the mentality of a hacker and how they did it. They logged on and gained access through phishing. And if I ever had to say anything to anybody, I would always tell you that it's most of the time phishing when people gain access to networks. And it's about user training, which I learned quite a lot about user training in the CEH class as well, which was fantastic, about understanding how users think, and just the common user and clicking on phishing emails, just that simple, can exploit the whole entire network. That's what they did in this accounting firm. So they had to contact over 5,000 people. Unfortunately, once I found out that they were in on their computer in a certain period of time in January, and these people found their habits. They did some reconnaissance work, watched them come in from 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. They knew that in the evening time, they could jump on their network. People all over the country, they put them on the dark web. They put their information on the dark web, and people were going in, and there were some hacking people that went in, and they were not white hat, but they were just kind of looking around. But then a month or so later, someone went in and actually encrypted the whole entire backup first that was connected to their network, and then they encrypted the whole entire network. But I was able to find all that out and at least give the client some understanding of how it happened. And then they asked me what to do next. And so then I was able to talk to them about firewalls and locking ports down and not opening things. So all that information, all those tools and techniques came from that CEH certification class that I took. Community service, I do a lot of community service work here, not specifically CEH, but I think, and I know that my CEH certification has helped the local law enforcement, the investigators here that I work with, knowing the skill set that I gained with CEH has helped the local investigators. In fact, I've written cybersecurity election framework policies and programs. I've taught classes based on all of my understanding of the CEH ethical hacking has helped me do that kind of thing. So I've trained the election officials on phishing and those kind of things. I've helped lock down the network, and I've helped criminal investigations as well. I've testified in local courts, I've testified in federal courts, I've testified in chancery courts, all over the southern part of the United States. So this certification has given me the ability to do all that, to be certified and testify as an expert witness in courts. I just say again, and I may be repeating myself, but the impact of the CEH certification is even better than the CHFI. The CHFI certification gave me my start. The CEH certification helped me understand how the network is vulnerable. As an IT director for Lamar County, the CEH certification specifically has helped me make sure that I lock down my ports in my firewall. I don't let any vendors come in and tell me they need to open up ports. I don't allow, and I have policies based on people jumping on computers, guarding remote access to computers. We use cybersecurity tools, and we have an antivirus industry standard program that runs in our network that makes sure that it's doing all kinds of things like malware checking and making sure that no one's accessing our network. All those tools, all that information, all that stuff was learned from the CEH certification. Again, reconnaissance, port scanning, using Nmap to do network discovery, all that is critical as a cybersecurity expert and a forensics expert. Yes, so it was all really, really great. And I'm technical, but everybody has their own specialties, and I finally figured out that everybody's good at something, and kind of be specific on what you're good at and go for that. I'm interested in social engineering. That really interests me. And so when I went to the CEH program in Atlanta, I was not expecting to understand much about users and how they work. So I think, and I know the most important part of it was reconnaissance for me, was the fact that you can be confident and you can get users to do almost anything. You can get them to unlock their computer if you just have a little badge on and say, hey, I need you to unlock my computer, and I have a little computer badge and they don't know who I am, but it says data science on my little badge, and you have confidence, people will just give them their password. It was interesting to me to see that you could just take a USB drive and say, hey, here, put this in your computer, and that USB drive could have malware on it. Immediately you could put malware on somebody's computer. It was interesting for me to see how that you could easily phish someone. So once I got back from this CEH certification, the first thing I did was I created a fake domain that was very, very similar to the domain we use. And then I sent out a phishing attempt to a whole bunch of users in our county after I did some user training to see if they would click on those phishing emails. And I know there are companies that do that now, but I did that myself personally. And then since my domain was a .com instead of a .gov, then I had several users click on it. Unfortunately, of course, it didn't do anything, but it allowed me to see more about users and how users operate. That was the most important and interesting part for me in the whole entire class, was the fact that you can do social engineering with people and you can gain access to physically and through their network just about any way that you want to, if you convince them that you have confidence and that you're the security expert. People just kind of give you the keys. So that was interesting to me. First of all, I want to thank the EC Council, because without the EC Council, I would not have been able to start my company, Global Computer Forensics. Without the EC Council, I would not have that CHFI degree certification. Without the EC Council, I wouldn't have my CEH certification. So EC Council is an industry standard organization now. Everyone in the forensics community knows EC Council. If you have a certification with EC Council, then you got it. EC Council to forensics is like Microsoft is to computing or networking. So I just want to say that for EC Council. I appreciate all you guys. I appreciate what you do. I appreciate the certifications, the training, and staying on top of the latest and cutting edge of technology. EC Council is great. I love the organization, and I will always support you guys.